One of the strengths of the film is its atmosphere of constant uncertainty. And never fully knows who she can trust, and the audience experiences that same uncertainty. This suspense keeps the story engaging even during slower scenes. Rather than relying only on physical danger, the movie creates psychological tension through character behavior and unpredictable decisions. The editing style also deserves mention. Some transitions are intentionally abrupt, adding to the film's uneasy feeling. This style reflects Dennis Hopper's artistic approach to filmmaking. Instead of creating a perfectly polished Hollywood thriller, he delivers something rougher and more unpredictable. For some viewers, that raw style becomes part of the movie's charm. Fans of Jodie Foster will especially appreciate this film because it shows another side of her acting range. She handles emotional scenes with subtlety while also managing suspenseful sequences convincingly. Her performance anchors the film and keeps it emotionally grounded despite the movie's eccentric tone. Dennis Hopper's dual role as director and actor also adds an interesting layer to the film. Because he understood the story from both perspectives, his performance feels deeply connected to the movie's overall atmosphere. Hopper was known for bringing intensity to his work, and that intensity is visible throughout Backtrack. The film's setting contributes strongly to its mood. Urban locations, dark interiors, and isolated environments create a feeling of danger and loneliness. The production design avoids excessive glamour and instead focuses on realism mixed with artistic style. This gives the movie a gritty appearance that matches its thriller elements. Another quality worth appreciating is the film's willingness to embrace odd moments. Some scenes feel almost surreal, while others shift unexpectedly between tension and humor. Instead of weakening the movie, these tonal shifts actually help create its unique personal. When people talk about action thrillers from the late 1980s and early 1990s, many famous titles usually dominate the conversation, but Backtrack, from 1990 is one of those lesser-known films that quietly delivers an entertaining mix of suspense, comedy, romance, and action. Directed by Dennis Hopper, the movie carries that unique style often associated with experimental Hollywood filmmaking of the era. It may not have reached blockbuster status, but over time it has developed a reputation as an unusual and interesting film that combines different genres in a way that keeps viewers curious from beginning to end. Dennis Hopper, who directed the film, was already well known in Hollywood for his bold creative personality and unconventional approach to storytelling. Hopper had established himself as a respected actor and filmmaker long before Backtrack, especially after his legendary contribution to cinema with Easy Rider. In Backtrack, you can once again notice his tendency to create characters that feel unpredictable and stories that move in unexpected directions. His direction gives the movie a quirky atmosphere that separates it from standard action thrillers of that time. The movie stars Jodie Foster in the lead role, and her performance is undoubtedly one of the strongest aspects of the film. Foster plays Ann Benton, an artist whose ordinary life suddenly changes after she accidentally witnesses a violent crime. Jodie Foster had already proven herself as one of Hollywood's most talented actresses by 1990, and in this movie she balances vulnerability, intelligence, fear, and determination very naturally. Her character is not written as a helpless victim. Instead, Ann feels like a real person trying to survive in a dangerous situation while also struggling to understand the strange circumstances unfolding around her. The pacing of the movie is another point worth discussing. Some scenes move slowly to build suspense, while others suddenly become energetic and chaotic. Dennis Hopper clearly wanted the audience to feel uncertain about where the story was heading next. That unpredictability becomes one of the movie's strengths because it keeps viewers attentive. Even when the film takes unusual turns, there is always curiosity about what will happen next. Visually, the movie captures the late 1980s and early 1990s Hollywood style very effectively. The cinematography uses urban settings, dim lighting, and colorful nighttime scenes to create a gritty yet stylish atmosphere. The film's visual tone perfectly matches the story's themes of danger and uncertainty. There is also a raw quality to the camera work that makes certain scenes feel immediate and realistic. The soundtrack deserves appreciation as well. Films from this era often relied heavily on memorable music to enhance emotional moments, and Backtrack follows that tradition. The background score supports the suspense while also reflecting the film's quirky personality. Music is used carefully to maintain tension without overwhelming the scenes. Jodie Foster's performance deserves deeper recognition because she carries much of the emotional weight of the movie. And Benton is constantly under pressure, yet Foster never allows the character to become one-dimensional. She portrays fear realistically, but she also shows resilience and intelligence. Her reactions feel believable, which helps the audience connect emotionally with her journey. Foster's ability to deliver subtle emotional performances has always been one of her greatest strengths, and Backtrack provides another example of that talent. Dennis Hopper, on the other hand, brings unpredictability to every scene he appears in. His portrayal of Milo avoids typical action movie stereotypes. Instead of presenting a cold and emotionless assassin, Hopper creates someone eccentric, strange, and surprisingly human. Sometimes viewers may even feel uncertain whether Milo is dangerous, humorous, or sympathetic. That complexity makes the character memorable. Another interesting aspect of the film is the relationship dynamic between the two main characters. Without revealing major details, the movie explores trust and survival in unusual ways. As the story progresses, the emotional layers between the characters become more complicated, giving the film more depth than a standard thriller. The dialogue throughout the film also contributes to its unique identity. Some conversations are tense and serious, while others include dark humor and quirky exchanges. Dennis Hopper's direction allows characters to speak in a natural yet unpredictable way, adding personality to even simple scenes. This approach may not appeal to everyone, but it certainly prevents the movie from feeling generic. For viewers who enjoy crime thrillers with unconventional storytelling, Backtrack offers something different. It combines elements of suspense, romance, dark comedy, and action into one package. While some movies struggle when blending multiple genres, this film manages to maintain enough balance to remain entertaining. The movie also reflects the filmmaking style of its era. During the late 1980s and early 1990s, many directors experimented with mixing genres and creating anti-heroes instead of traditional protagonists. Backtrack fits into that cinematic period perfectly. It feels like a movie unafraid to take creative risks, even if those risks sometimes make the story feel unusual. The film may not have achieved the legendary status of bigger thrillers from the same era, but it still has qualities that make it memorable. Its unusual tone, strong lead performances, and gritty visual style help it stand apart from more conventional movies. Sometimes the most interesting films are the ones willing to take risks, and Backtrack certainly fits that category. This movie is available on YouTube free. Opposite Foster is Dennis Hopper himself, who plays Milo, a hitman assigned to deal with the situation. Hopper's performance is eccentric, energetic, and intentionally unpredictable. He brings a strange charm to the character, making Milo both intimidating and oddly entertaining at the same time. The chemistry between Jodie Foster and Dennis Hopper becomes one of the key reasons the movie remains engaging. Their interactions create tension, humor, and emotional conflict throughout the story. The supporting cast also adds value to the film. Dean Stockwell appears in an important role and contributes his usual screen presence and calm intensity. Stockwell was known for giving memorable performances in both mainstream and independent films, and here he fits perfectly into the movie's unusual tone. The overall cast helps maintain the balance between thriller and dark comedy without making the film feel overly serious. The story begins with Benton living a relatively quiet life as an artist. However, everything changes when she accidentally witnesses a murder connected to organized crime. Suddenly, she becomes a target, forcing her to run for safety while trying to avoid the dangerous people chasing her. Without revealing spoilers, the film transforms into a cat-and-mouse thriller where trust becomes uncertain and every decision carries consequences. One of the interesting things about Backtrack is that it does not follow the traditional structure of a straightforward action movie. Instead of non-stop explosions or endless fight scenes, the film focuses more on atmosphere, character interactions, and tension. There are action sequences, but they are balanced with moments of dark humor and emotional drama. This mixture may surprise viewers expecting a conventional thriller, but it also gives the film its identity.